hit record. All right. And tonight is September 12th. It is Monday, and we are almost halfway through the month already, guys. So I want to go ahead and recognize our top recruiters this week. We have 37 new coaches this week. Last week was our push because it was the end of the month, so we went from 107 coaches added to our network last week to 37 this week. Jen Guthrie is our top recruiter this week at 5 coaches, and I want to welcome everyone to this call, especially if you are brand new to Legacy United. We want to just say welcome, and I know that you're going to take a lot from this call. We have calls every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central Time. So make sure that that is on your calendar, and it's really important that you are present for, I say, at least one call a week. It fills your cup, and it really makes you, be part of our team community. Next, we are rocking and rolling here with our September calendar. I posted this in our team page, but I'm just going to keep it up here for our announcements for the rest of the month because it looks pretty, and it's telling us what everything is, right? So this week, I know I started my free group today. It is going very well. I am actually putting together the document of exactly step-by-step how I've advertised for it, what I've done, and I will be sharing that with you as a team once it closes, so that way you can have all of my guides and my documents for this because it's working very well. So that's my free group. I started today advertising for my fall challenge group that will start next week on the 19th. And you guys know, hey, as you pop on, if you can mute yourself, that would be awesome. Thank you. And as you know, you can't just put out talking about a challenge group or coaching once or twice. This is something that you need to be doing for at least a week to a week and a half in advance, talking about it. Think of it as a commercial preparing you for the Steelers game, right? We've known all about the football game tonight for the last how many weeks. So thinking of it as that, you need to reel in your audience. You need to get them excited about what it is that you're presenting with them. And then on, we will be away this week for our Legacy Leadership Retreat in Destin. So I am super pumped about that. So that will be the 15th through the 19th. And then next week's call, we are going to have a recap from some of our coaches who are attending. They will be guest speaking next week. So make sure that that's on your calendar. And then on September 26th, Shannon Hargrave will be our guest speaker for the 26th call as well. Okay, so make sure you print this little calendar out. Again, it's in our team page, so you can have it and you know what you're doing. Also, our Success Club prize is a yoga mat this month, and then all of these programs are on sale. So use it as leverage. Use it to your advantage. This is such a great opportunity to really present these amazing programs to your customers and your followers, okay? So as we go, I want to mention again, Beachbody On Demand. If you are not using it, please make sure that you are going in and you're figuring it out and you are using it to your advantage and you're promoting it. We have the 3-week yoga retreat. We have yoga, it's really for yoga beginners right now, and it's 21 days, 30 minutes or less. We have the 20s. We have the Fixate Cooking Show. We have all of the programs on Beachbody On Demand. So this is a really great way for you to be able to use it through social media, talk about streaming and live downloads and everything. So, this is really the up-and-coming thing with Beachbody. So I just want you guys to know it, understand it, take the time to learn it, and use it. All right, as you guys know, Success Club prize, I just mentioned that. But our goal is always Success Club 5 by the 15th. We have a few more days. Making that a goal, just that way you know that you have that, check mark on that list, and you can move on then to just keep moving forward. Once we hit 5, we don't stop. We don't say, okay, phew, I've got that. We just keep going. Our mission as a team is to truly help as many people as we can, but it's always a minimum of 3 people a month. That is our team culture. That is who we are. That is the way to grow a business. So someone actually said to me the other day, it was one of my new coaches, she was asking what she needs to do to have success with this business. And I said, it's simple. There's 2 things. You have to hit Success Club and you have to rank advance. There's no way around it. There's no beating around the bush. This is the growth process of our business. Success Club every single month, and focusing on moving forward by rank advancing. So if you're new, if you're wondering how to build a business, this is how. Everything else just falls into place. Hop into training groups and really just drive your business forward by helping 3 people a month with a challenge pack and roll them into a challenge group. All right, guys? And then you see here, do you want to grow your business and be a rock star coach? I say rock star, someone who wants to make this a full-time business now or eventually in the future. Make Success Club 10 non-negotiable. That is 5 people a month with a challenge pack. Help them get results. Help them understand the business opportunity and turn them to coaches, okay? It's really just the process of our business and of us as a team. And then also reminding you to talk to your team and your new coaches about Success Starters. Month 1, 2, and 3 in Success Club, their first 3 consecutive months, they get their free summit ticket to our summit in New Orleans in 2017. So that is something huge for them to be working towards. And again, that's that Success Club baseline is what we always want to aim for. So I want you to make sure that you're passing along that information to your teams. And then last but not least, our Coach Mobile Office. You all should have received your email last week for this. I love the Coach Mobile Office. I'm really getting to know it, to learn it, to love it. Especially for you guys who use your phones a lot for your business, this is key. It's amazing in the fact that it's all right there. Like you can do everything from your phone, and it's big enough. And I love it. So I would love your feedback in our team page as well. What you're thinking of it. I really like too that the trainings are broken down. So if you're again a new coach, let's say you're a new coach and our next training group isn't starting until the first Monday of next month. You can go into that Coach Mobile online office app and you can click on, okay, I'm a new coach. So you click on that and then it will give you guides and training and everything. Or say you are a diamond coach, you can go in there and click on the diamond coach tab, and it'll kind of help you to see where you should be at in your business and how to move forward. Okay, so feedback in our team page would be greatly appreciated so I can help guide you guys on any questions that you may have. Kristen wrote, oh my gosh, yes, it's amazing. It is amazing. It's awesome. I love it. All right, so that is it for our announcements. I'm going to stop the screen share, see if Katy is on here. Katy, are you here?
Hi.
Hi, friend.
I'm here.
All right, guys, we have Katy Ursta. She is my success partner. She is a rock star mom of 2 little boys. She is a wife. She has been a coach for 4 years. She is, oh my goodness, a 10-star diamond, 3-time elite. She was the recipient of the Humanitarian Award last year at Summit. She is she has a list because she's such a great person on the inside and out. So Katy, I'm so excited to have you on our call tonight. I'm going to give it over to you, and I'm going to let you do your thing.
We're excited to crash the party in Destin in a couple days too. The KB's staying with you guys.
I'm so excited.
I know. I can't wait to just mess with Dustin. Actually, it's going to be fun. All right. So, hey guys, what's up? I think I know quite a few of you on this call. My name is Katy. It's great to meet everyone. Val actually came to me and asked me to talk tonight about running a business page. So I am going to be that coach that asks you first and foremost, so I kind of get a feel for who I'm talking to. How many of you run a business page or have a like page? Can you guys give me a show of hands? Okay, how many of you think you're I am rocking this thing. I don't even need my personal page anymore. Okay, all right, and somebody's unmuted, so I'm not quite sure who it is. Val, can you do a real quick, just because I'm getting a static background. All right, so tonight, my job is kind of give you some of my tips for talking about a business page, but I think it's really important that before I get into all of that, I give you a little bit of the background about how I started a business page. So I started my business for the first 2 years. I ran everything off of my personal page and referrals. And then 2 years into the business, I was diagnosed with cancer. And so I created a like page that was formed really as a way of sharing my story. So I came into a business page as a way for me to network with more people, talk to more people, and get my story more out there. I had this vision of being able to provide hope to people who were going through something like what I was going through. So it really wasn't formed because I have this Beachbody business and I really want to run a powerful, really successful business page. And it wasn't until I really started to see the connection between my purpose and the belief that I had that sweating through my treatments and my Beachbody business were really coinciding. They were really kind of meshing together very naturally. But I want to explain first and foremost that it was purpose driven. I wasn't creating the page as I'm a Beachbody coach. Here's my Beachbody business. Buy your Beachbody products off of me because, well, I'm a Beachbody coach. It was a bigger purpose behind it. So one thing that I like to tell people is when you really think about the mission of the company to help people achieve healthy and fulfilling lives, have you ever sat down and thought to yourself, what in the world is a healthy and fulfilling life? What does that mean to me? What do I believe it means to live a healthy and fulfilling life? And all of that sudden, that broad idea of healthy and fulfilling life can be personalized. And it becomes not Beachbody's mission, but it becomes your mission. And once you figure out what that mission is, you're no longer just Jennifer, Lisa, or Gina, the Beachbody coach. You are that purpose behind what drives you. So for me, it became just this idea that every sweat matters. I stand firm on that long after I have been in remission. And that's what really drove me. So if you understand first and foremost, there has to be a bigger purpose to your page than I'm a Beachbody coach. These are the Beachbody products. This is Shakeology. I love Shakeology. Check out my workout. It has to be more meaningful than that. You got to connect to people. People have to see a bigger reason to go to your page. They have to feel like they're kind of at home with what you have to offer. So I'm going to have you all do a 2-second really quick gut check and go to your business page right now and ask yourself, do I make people feel at home? Am I talking a lot about me or am I making it about them? Am I being really authentic to who I am? Am I showing people my personality, but also making it really clear that I am specific about the type of person that I want to help live a healthy and fulfilling life? So I ask you these questions not for my sake, but more so for you, because I don't want to go to a page of just another Beachbody coach. There's 450,000 of them. How are we going to stand out? You have to make the mission matter to you. All right? Okay, so I'm going to do a screen share, and it's totally cool if you judge me for how much crap is on my background, because Val, every time I swear that I start getting rid of all the stuff that's on my desktop, she bothers me in some way, or texts me, or calls me, or asks me a question and distracts me. So it's her fault, really. All right, so here is the deal. Like I was saying, you have to make your business page very authentic to you. And I'm going to give you a disclaimer. First of all, I am the person giving the advice, but you'll also notice that I am the person on the floor in this picture. So you can take my advice for what it's worth. But if you get a glimpse of this, this is kind of who I am. It really wraps it up in a nutshell. If I could tell you what my business page is like, this is what you will see. You will see this. I am the one on the ground, because that is how I get through life, essentially. All right, so let's go through some of my tips, okay? Tip number 1, and I walked you through this a little bit. You have to have your mission statement. So yes, the bigger mission of Beachbody is to live a healthy and fulfilling life, to help others achieve that. But make that mission personal to you. What does that mean to you to live a healthy and fulfilling life? So here are some guiding questions to kind of help you through some of that, the bigger mission. So number one, who can benefit from what I have to offer? And this is where you really start focusing on who am I talking to? Who do I really want to connect with on my page? So for me, I think to myself, I want to talk to the mom who drops off their kid at school in yoga pants. I want to talk to the mom who, I don't know, who really never has time for a manicure or pedicure. I want to talk to the mom who feels guilty about working out when her kids are hanging on her leg and they want something to eat. I want to talk to the mom who selfishly needs me time, because that's me. And so I get this idea of just there's this purpose behind sweating that's so much bigger than I want a six pack. I am not talking to people who are really looking to be in competitive fitness. I am not talking to moms who have hours and hours to spend at a gym. I am talking to moms who are on a tight budget. I am talking to moms who usually work, who struggle to make ends meet, who are just getting by and figuring it out as they go, and they're winging it. I like the people who are winging it, because that's kind of who I am. So ask yourself, all right, who's benefiting from me? Who is going to benefit from what I have to offer? And that ties into question number two, is who do I want to work with? And there are so many great posts, even in the Dream Team and even in the Bombshell Dynasty. And I'm sure that Val can collect a call for you about target marketing. There was a great one, Val, that Katy Hefner did about your avatar. It might be a great way to kind of sum this up in a way, but for you to think about who you want to work with. And then number three, the gut check question is, do I post according to my number one and my number two? So I think back to what I was saying, okay, remind women that working out is about confidence and clarity and not calories. You get one shot at this life, so make the most. Take care of yourself and be 6 a.m. selfish. I also think perfection is BS and glamour is not my gig, and the people who connect with this will connect to my page. So here are some samples that I can give you that would relate to what I just said the mission of this page is. So, this idea of, my milkshake bringing the boys to the yard, kind of funny, kind of silly, not about being perfect, but also telling people this is how I take care of myself. 2 things I can't handle right now. My hair, number 1. Number 2, that's it. Just really my hair. Again, kind of funny, and not about being glamorous in any way. And then the third one is I enjoy long walks at Target, drinking wines by the bottle, and vacuuming up small toys with when my toddler isn't looking. All things that moms who would be attracted to what I have to offer would find funny. And those are the kind of people that I want to work with, okay? All right, so number 2, keep it clean and keep it simple. Let's not overthink. Let's not overanalyze what our banner looks like. So here's the deal, and I just changed mine, so I'm kind of going to be a hypocrite here for a second. Sorry, my health bet never stops dinging on another note. So you're going to keep it clean and keep it simple. So when you have a banner that has a bunch of posts, ask yourself, does this look like every other Beachbody coach's banner? Or is there something about it that makes you stand out? Mine is very mission driven. Every sweat matters. But I also included in there the description. And in that description, I talk about who I am, how this page got started, what my purpose is, and why I created this page so that people can get a feel for me from the get-go. And this is where people get nervous. They are afraid that people might not like what they put out there. They are afraid that people might judge you by the banner that you put out, or they won't take the time to scroll to see if you're really what they think you are. Guys, first impressions in this type of business with social media are often the only impression. So people either like you or you don't, but don't worry. It's okay for people not to like you because you can't please everybody. So keep it clean and keep it simple. Okay, tip number 3, consistency in content and in time. And so this is just a sample. I have changed this up a little bit since then. I'm trying to think if I think I put it. Yeah, I think I have my newer one, Val. If I think of it, I'll give it to you. But this is a good diving point. So I make goals for how many people I can get in terms of my insights a week, how many likes I can get on my page. And all of my likes are organic. They're natural likes. And I get those mostly through the shares of the posts that I do and the likes that I get on the posts that I do. So my goal is to get, at this time, it was 50 to 100 likes a week. And I focused on that number, which meant that I had to make sure that I was being specific to the person I was targeting. But here's what I did when I started. I put out just a vision of what I could do at any given time on any given day. And this was a matter of consistency. So I knew my goal was to post 4 times a day. I don't post all my shout outs. I don't say the word Beachbody a lot at this point because I really want people to know me before they know about what I'm going to offer them. I don't want anyone coming to my page feeling like they're being sold. So for me, I talk a lot about what I was saying in that first page, but I'm very consistent with what I'm putting out there. So I will put things out there like every day. You will see me post at 7 a.m. My workout of the day. I will share my workout. I will do a quote. And lately I have been creating a very consistent, I don't know what you would call it, a font with it. It's just this yellow, fun little playful font. And people are coming to recognize that as kind of a signature style. I'll post health and fitness, something that makes me feel good. I know that right now videos have been doing really well. Just resharing viral videos has been really doing very, very well on my page. I also insert a little bit about cancer as well because that's a big part of my story. But every time I share that, I just make sure like, okay, Katy, were you consistent with your post today? And did you make sure that you were mission driven in what you were putting out there? So this is just a sample. And if you want to screenshot it, you can, but this is just a sample of sort of what I go through on a daily basis, but posting 4 times a day. And if I don't know exactly what I want to post, I just come back and I'm like, okay, so today is health and fitness at 10 o'clock. So I need to come up with something health and fitness. And I'll just often go to my customers, my challengers. I'll do a Facebook Live a lot of the times too, but I'm consistent with the content and what time I'm putting it out there. Okay, creating a signature style. And this goes into what I was saying a little bit earlier about how right now, and if you go to One Foot Fighter, you can see what I've been doing, but it's a picture at 7 a.m. of my workout and it has a yellow font. It's kind of become a signature style. Oftentimes I'll do a quote, it has a purple background and it always looks exactly like this. If I have a recipe out there, I'll put my logo in the corner. A lot of times my quotes are black and white and they're very easy, very shareable, very bold in the font. They come to know your page because of what you have to offer. They fall in love with your style. They either like it or it's not their thing. And if it's their thing, they just keep coming back to it. But they know who you are also by kind of what you're branding, what you're putting out there. So on your personal page, you are just you. But on your like page, you have that opportunity to build a really big signature style and a brand for yourself. Facebook expects you to sell on your business page. They expect you to be doing something that's going to bring you profit when you own a business page, unless you're philanthropic. But it's not acceptable on your personal page. So you can get shut down on your personal page, but on your business page, this is what you want to build up. And I have to tell you, it takes time. There's a lot of times that I overlap my like page and my personal page. If I feel like I'm not getting enough traction on one, I go to the other. I flip-flop a little bit. But for the most part, I have been very consistent with creating that signature style. Okay, now figure out what your people want and give that to them. Okay, hold on. All right, so here's the thing. People want to be heard. They want their opinions out there. They want to know that they matter to you and that you're going to do exactly what they say. Posts that are going to gain traction anytime that you put out there something like an outfit that you want to be able to wear does well. Recipes tend to do really, really well. Asking people for 100 likes, 50 likes, 25 likes, and being able to give the recipe. That's exactly what I did in this post. Nicer images. I use Canva on my phone. It's available now on your phone. If you haven't downloaded it, I love it. And I use Snapseed. Those are my go-to. Those are really the only two I use. I don't need Insta Beauty because clearly I'm already Insta Beautiful, so I don't need that one. But Val has really, she actually has her PhD in Insta Beauty. So I don't know if you know that about her as well. So give the people what they want. Let their opinions be heard and post things that are going to build that traction. So the more likes, the more comments, the more that Facebook says, oh, this person needs to be seen more. We need to put them out more. Okay. Tip number 6, videos matter. And now we have Facebook Live, and Facebook Live matters. People want to see you, but they want to see short. They don't have time for anything over 3 to 5 minutes. Unless what you've got to say is really, really good. We have the attention span of like toddlers. So you want to be quick with your posts. You want to get down to business really quick. So with Facebook Live, I have kind of started creating some content in terms of business tips. But sometimes I just go off on like a tangent about challenge groups or what my challengers are doing. And I shout them out and I really focus on their successes. One thing I did last week that actually started a really good conversation with quite a few people, I interviewed one of my challengers from Country Heat. I got on and I asked her, I think like 6 or 7 questions, and I interviewed her, and then we closed it out by showing her results from one round of Country Heat. And that was really, really well done. There was a lot of shares. It was also just a great way for me to talk about what I do as a coach by letting somebody else see a transformation from the eyes of the person that experienced the challenge group. I do a lot of workout videos. I actually have fallen behind a little bit on this, so I am going to get a couple more out there. If you do like video workouts, give people a 30-second clip of a couple of ab moves or leg moves or muffin top moves, because that's something that you're offering to them, and they're also getting a feel for who you are. While they're watching your workout video and they share it to your page, let's say they share your workout video to their own timeline, people come back to that. Oh, I have some questions. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you. All right. Yep. My people want makeup. Yeah, my people don't. But if your people want makeup, give them what they want. Makeup tutorial. I would do like some kind of makeup tutorial. I would love if somebody told me how to put on eyeliner. I would love something like that. My photo apps, I use 2. I use Snapseed and Canva. That's it. Canva. And Canva, also what's nice about Canva is you could actually do the image on your phone, but when you go to the Canva on your desktop, it's already there. So you can actually transfer it from your phone to your computer. It's really nice. Yeah. All right. I know that I am moving fast. So if you guys need to slow me down, just slow me down. Val, do you have any questions so far that I need to go over with videos? Okay. All right. Rock a business page. Tip number 7, watch other pages. So this is where it gets a little fun. This is where it gets a little sneaky. All right, so you can actually look at what other pages in your field are doing. So if you have a couple of pages that you watch, you can go into your insights tools and you can actually see what other pages are doing that are like yours, and check out their posts so that you can kind of get a feel for what's working, what's not working, how their trends are looking, specific posts that they did that did really, really well versus posts they did that maybe weren't so good. I also look for trends in my own like page. So I look for certain posts that did well, so I know to post more content like that. Meanwhile, if there are other posts that didn't do well, I know that I need to go back and do something else because it didn't work, for my page. So notifications, go into the insights tool. Your own personal page cannot do this. You can't get a feel for what people want unless you actually are utilizing your insights tool. All right? Okay, tip number 8, shareables. The more shares that you get, the better. Shares mean that you are the source that people come back to. It's kind of like if you are a teacher and you use like APA or MLA, you are referencing the source. So when you see shares, somebody referenced that they got that content from you. So for me, when I look at something like this, that means that somebody who shared it, if they share that on their timeline, somebody can come back to me and find me who otherwise may not have. So shares are really, really cool. But I create content that I know if I'm like, yeah, they nailed it, it will do well. It will be a shareable. Pinterest is a really good source for shareable content. Just if you're scrolling Pinterest and you see something that stands out, whatever your sort of realm is, whatever, makes you kind of laugh a little bit or you think would do really well on your page, a recipe or something, that's the kind of content that you want to see as shareable with other people. And number 9, Gary Vee at Summit really talked about this, and he had mentioned this as something that a lot of people struggle with. They put out a great post, but then they don't interact with the people who are commenting and liking on their stuff. So if somebody's commenting and liking on your information, don't run. You have to be accessible to them and take that time to really comment or to message them or to, learn a little bit more about why they said what they said. But the more that you interact, the more it moves in the newsfeed and the more that people want to go to your page because you're actually taking that time to engage with them, to get to know them. So being accessible is really a big one for me. Where'd my chat go? All right, I'll come back to that. Okay, so what other social media sources can you also connect to? So think about, okay, if somebody can find me on Facebook, can they also find me on Instagram? Can I reference Instagram? Do I have a blog? Could I possibly get people to my website? Or can I get people to my YouTube? You want to make sure that all areas point to where people can access you. So if you're creating a YouTube link, you tell people where you are on Facebook. If you're on Facebook and you're running an ad, tell people where they can find you on your website. So you're always accessible. Okay, and then lastly, are you clear with how to connect? Do you give a call to action on your post? Do you say what you want them to do when they get that information? So if you have this great invite, it kind of doesn't work if you don't tell them what to do with it. If you aren't specific with, do I message you? Do I email you? Do I go to your blog? What am I supposed to do? Likewise, if you are giving a post where, you have a recipe, I always tell people, share it to your timeline so that you can come back to it later, or tag a couple friends in this post. Whatever it might be, let them know. Be very specific with the call to action and let people know how you can be connected with. I always tell people just private message me. Private message me is my big thing. And then last tip for you is you have to be very unapologetic about who you are. You cannot try to fit into somebody else's approach to coaching. You cannot create a business page that is not 100% authentic. It has to have your stamp of approval. It has to be in your words, and nobody else can do it for you. One thing that I learned while I was building this page, and although I would look for trends in my insights to see how other people were doing, I realized really, really quickly that one of the worst things you can do is get sucked into exactly what other coaches are doing. And I would have to back off. And if you find yourself at a point where you know too much about another coach, it's time to step away. It was at Summit that Trina Gray said, if you know what another coach is if you picked option A, B, C, or D of another coach and what she's wearing to, her evening out, then it's time for a reality check because you're too focused on what somebody else is doing versus what you need to do. So if you find yourself at that point where you're like, I know way too much about Val Bozzo, or I know way too much about, I don't know, Jen Guthrie, or whoever, your upline coaches are, you have to kind of say, I need to back off a little bit, because you won't be successful if you're constantly following in somebody else's views. So those are my 10 tips for you, and I am more than happy. I have like 20 minutes left in this call, so if you guys want to go over questions, I totally have time for you. So it's totally up to you what you want to do. You still there, Val? I lost you. You were like the second one down.
I'm here.
Okay.
So much. It was so awesome.
It was a lot of content, and I went really fast.
No,
I'll give you the slides.
Notes too. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the slides. Guys, any questions, you can use the chat or unmute yourself. Katie, there actually are a couple questions in the chat if you want to go.
Okay. And you guys can write them in the chat too if you want to. Just for when you have time to get a question, Katie, wondering how you get your first group of people to like your page. Do you go, okay, first thing I did, this is the very first thing. I invited every single one of my friends to my like page. And then I went on to my husband's and I invited all of his friends onto my like page. And then I went to my mom, and then I had my mom invite all 26 or 27 of her friends to my like page. So I started really small, but once I had some people on that page, I remember doing giveaways. I would do like a giveaway for my first 500 likes. I did a giveaway to hit 1,000 likes. And so people would have to tag their friends in the post. And when I did that, when I would have people tag people in the post, I would give away like a t-shirt or something. And that grew a lot when I was doing those giveaways of sorts. And then the other thing that I do now is those shareables. I mean, a lot of the content that I create is just stuff that I look at that would stop me from scrolling in Facebook because it makes me laugh or it makes me smile, and it becomes just a shareable. So when people share that content and all the likes that it gets on it, I just go back and I click invite on their name. So at this point now, I get an average of between usually about like 300 to 400 likes a week. And you have to understand though, that has been from like a 2-year process of very consistently posting about 3 to 4 times a day on there. And Rachel, I might have you on mute because I don't know if I answer that. How do you get them to your page? So I don't know if I answered that. So if you want to unmute.
Yeah. So yeah, that was just basically my question, because I don't have a like page yet, just because I'm really new to it, and I was like, I'm trying to still build up my personal page a little bit. So I was just kind of wondering, like, how do you get that first group of people that, like, you're getting? Yeah. Obviously, you have other people that are not your Facebook friends, right? That you don't know personally. So I was just wondering how to get to that group of people too, because you run through like your Facebook friends pretty quickly.
Yeah, Facebook friends, your husband's friends, go into the team page and say, will you like my page? Do those, and then do a giveaway on your page and say tag 5 friends for an opportunity to win. And so then every time that people tag their friends, you're gonna build more likes. So when people are in that post, they have to like it, and then they have to tag their friends. Every time you see those names, you invite them to your page. And that's really how I started with the first like 500 likes, I would say.
Okay. That really answers it. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. When you look at your insights to compare to other pages, are they other coaches? That's a good question. I have 2 coaches that I look at because we have a similar amount of audiences, so our insights are alike. And then I don't use, everyone else is not. They are entrepreneurs who specifically make planners. Like Christy Dickerson, I think, is one. She does a start planner. She is one that I follow for her insights too. And then I just do I always follow, I don't use them in my insights, but I follow Lara Casey, Lisa Turkhurst, and what's to say too fast? Emily Lay is the other one that I follow because I like the way they really brand themselves. So I follow them specifically because I like the way they brand themselves. And honestly, if you find yourself to be where you are looking at other coaches and you're comparing, because I'm very blue. So by that, I mean, like, I can get very caught up in the comparison game, and I know that about myself. So I squash it. And so I don't tend to follow a lot of coaches. So the coaches that I do follow have a very different style, and we would not be marketing towards the same type of person at all. But I do like to see the type of content that's doing really well for them, whether it's videos or viral posts or whatever it is, so that I can kind of get a gauge for that. Okay. Do you pay for sponsored posts? So I think I did a training on this for Mel and then the Bombshell Dynasty. I boost events. I do a free event every month. I boost that event for $20. And that right now is the bulk of what I pay. But I will sponsor a couple of ads in terms of coaching. And honestly, Kristen, I would boost free events now. I mean, if you have like 200, 300 likes on your page, and you boost a free event, you can build a lot of people that way. No, I don't recommend naming a like page the same as your team name. And the reason is it's your brand. Your team is part of your affiliation with Beachbody, but it has to be you. If I had to go back and do it, I would have named my like page Katy Ursta, to be honest with you. My like page was already my dedicated well, sort of immerses with Beachbody. Okay. Yeah, I'm the same way. I sort of do more inviting and exit. Yep, same thing. Should I? Nope. No, but you want to, do you have a way to connect people who only like your like page to your personal? Because the way I do it is I get them into my free groups. When they're in my free groups, they're then my friends. When they're my friends, they see my posts on my personal. I don't know if that makes sense. Destiny, does that make sense? So if you have if you have your like page and you don't talk Beachbody on it, which is fine, and I know a lot of people who do that, if you go from your like page and you create free events, when you put those people in a free event group, they will then become your Facebook friends and they will see what you're posting on your personal page. So if you feel like you're being salesy about Beachbody on your like page, chances are that you can back it up. And if you find a way to merge people into your friends, usually I do that just through my free groups. They see my personal post, and my personal posts are Beachbody. Yep. Yeah. Allie, I know. I'm looking forward to talking to you. Even though I'm fairly new, should I start? Yeah, you should. It does, and I am not sure if I have it linked. Awesome. I think it's Destiny. I would run a free group. I would run a free group and connect it that way. Okay, cool. All right. You guys have any other questions for me? And I know the wheels are probably turning. I know. Have fun with it. Like, this is such a cool opportunity for you to be unapologetically you. Like, you have such a voice, but if you limit it because you're saying, I'm a Beachbody coach, you're almost telling yourself that you aren't going to stand out in front of 450,000 people. Be so original and so authentic to you. And if you are following other coaches, you might just need to back off of following those other coaches. Yeah.
Katy, it's crazy that you just said have fun with it, because I have a sticky note right here on my desktop behind my laptop that it's kind of blended in. I haven't even noticed it for so long, but it's about my like page. So April 15th, I had 4,266 followers on my like page. So then I just had a little arrow up and it said 1,000 more by May 5th. And that was like the last thing that I posted. So I've just made it a game, guys. Like every month I'm like, okay, how many more can I get? And I'm at close to 8,500. as of now, beginning of September. So it's just, don't stress out about it. Just this is where you get to be you and totally like start a brand. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite font on Canva? You know, like Katy just said, I loved all of this. Love
And
it.
I think it's really important to note, like, even if you have, 10,000 or 20,000 followers or 200 followers, you have to remember that the number of followers doesn't matter nearly as much as if they think you're worthy of being followed. So the number of followers you have doesn't necessarily mean that they're quote unquote following you. So if you're putting out content, they're not seeing it and they're not following you because you don't show up in their newsfeed because you haven't given them anything that makes them feel like it's worth following. So don't get caught up in the number of followers as much as pay attention to your insights and really give the people what they want. I feel like there was a history lesson, give the people what they want. Was that part of a movie?
Probably. If you said history, I didn't pay much attention to that class.
Cool. What else?
Julia, do you post equally on both your pages?
No, I post a lot more of my like.
Melissa, where do you get ideas for posts?
Hey, look exhausted.
Personal development is always my morning post. Pinterest for my humorous stuff. And that's it, just me. Like, I just think of it.
Yeah. And yeah, you don't want to do, no, I wouldn't open a like page just to talk about Beachbody.
No. Beachbody has a like page for themselves.
Yeah. You don't ever want to talk, just open it up to share Shakeology. And if your banner right now is like Beachbody coach, so-and-so, picture of you holding Shakeology, that's your first step. Change your banner.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like you go undercover and kind of set your precedence, I think, before you like come out as a coach.
I agree.
Cool.
You mentioned the challenge groups on your like page.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, I do.
Cool.
I do, but I don't call them the Beachbody Challenge. I call them virtual challenge groups, and they always go back to they usually go back to my website in some way so people can connect there and find out more about what it's about.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you so much, Katy.
You're welcome. Have a great night, guys. I'll see
Bye,
a few
guys.
of you guys, I think, this week.
Yeah, I get to see you in 3 days.
Bye, guys.
All right, guys. Okay, I'm so glad and thankful that you guys hopped on the call. Thank you so much for taking time out and showing Katy some love. I know I took 3 pages of notes, and I have a like page. So, there's always amazing content at different spots in your business for, the same types of topics. So I hope that you guys take this. Don't just leave it in your notebook. What do I always say? You have to use the information. Don't be a hoarder of information and really stop to think. Make this fun. What I did whenever I first started with mine, and this has been truly about a year in the process because I started focusing on my like page at our leadership retreat last year in Destin when Katy did a similar talk like this. But I just went on Pinterest, guys, and I made a couple Pinterest boards of like colors and styles that I liked. So I gave myself permission to like scroll through Pinterest for a certain amount of time each day. So my favorite fonts on these, photo image, like Photify and Canva and all of that. So it really just kind of comes down to just creating content and just going with you, be yourself. So if you guys have any questions, you can post in the team page for sure. I will upload this call as soon as it uploads on YouTube, and Katy will pass over her slides that I'll put with it too. So I will talk to you guys later and have a great night. Bye, guys.